The 3764, Elvis Presley Boulevard. Hit it, Elvis. You got me.
Elvis back on tour, coming to you from Studio E. Most of the time you guys see us out on the road. This time we thought it would be really fun to share with you guys some rare clips that we found in our CD collection. This video will focus on Elvis's June 7th, 1975 afternoon show at the Hodge Coliseum in Shreveport, Louisiana. What we've always loved about this particular concert is that Elvis was in a great mood, joking with the band, joking with the crowd. It is truly our hope that you guys will enjoy hearing the funnier side of Elvis.
As many of you may know, one thing that Elvis did not like while on stage was feedback. And even though it didn't happen quite often while he was in Shreveport, there was one moment where it did happen that he didn't particularly like, and he let his sound engineer Bruce Jackson know it.
Hope you have a good time. Wait a minute. Hope you have a good time this afternoon because we're going to... What's wrong with the sound, man? All kind of feedbacks and sound and things squeaking. What's the matter, Bruce Goose? I'm the best sound man in the world. I said, what's the matter? And he says...
Anyone that's listened to enough Elvis concerts knows about the imaginary illness that he made up called the creeping crud. It's something that Elvis had a lot of fun with the girls when he was on stage, and apparently he caught a dose of it the night before in Dallas and brought it with him to Shreveport for the afternoon show.
I got to tell you something, though. The ones that got kissed, I kissed somebody last night in Dallas, and I caught the creeping crud, from some of... So if I got it, you got it, if you want it.
Just like the title of our video, Elvis did get stuck by thorns in Shreveport when he was given a large bouquet of roses. Now you know what it sounded like when Elvis was in pain.
Love me true. Oh, damn thorns. Ah!
If you follow us on Instagram, you may have already heard this, but it's refreshing to know that even though Elvis was so big, he was still able to poke fun at his own name.
This sign says, we love Elvis. Elvis. That's what my little daughter calls me. She says, she doesn't call me Daddy. She says, where you going, Elvis?
Another funny moment occurs early in the show when some fans presented Elvis with a portrait cake. After the presentation, Charlie Hodge was given the job of getting the cake to safety. Apparently, by the sounds of it, that didn't happen. Poor Charlie always took a beating.
Charlie, you messed up my cake.
As the youngest member of the rhythm section, John Wilkinson was on the receiving end of many jokes by Elvis. Shreveport was no exception.
You don't trust me, do you, John? Why? I never done anything to you. I have never done anything to you. You read lips?
As many of you know, James Burton was from Shreveport. Being a huge James Burton fan, I've always loved hearing how his hometown welcomed him back home when he was introduced by Elvis.
On the lead guitar from Shreveport is James Burton. I want to ask you a question, James. I'm curious about this. I'm serious now. When I first started working in Shreveport, I started working, this was my first job, as you probably know, in Shreveport. On the Louisiana Hayride. I don't know if do they still have it? When I started working down here, I was about 19 years old. It was only about 7 years ago. Did you come see me then? You saw me when I was down here? Did you start playing the guitar after you heard a guitar player? You started when you were 13. Smart aleck.
So this next segment is probably my favorite. It makes me laugh every time I hear it. Have you ever heard Elvis give up his microphone to a fan? Well, on this day, there was a lady in the crowd that Elvis had fought all afternoon. Apparently, she had screamed from the minute that the concert started all the way through. So, what did Elvis do? He gave her his microphone.
Okay. Honey, you have got the loudest voice of anybody I've ever heard in my life. Come here a minute, one time, come here and yell over this microphone. Do like you do.
During the show, Elvis had a disagreement not only with the band, but with the crowd. Apparently, he thought he had performed in Shreveport earlier in the 70s. That was not the case. But the crowd and the band did let him know that that was not true, especially Charlie.
How long has it been since we worked in Shreveport? Does anybody know? No, I'm not talking about when I first started. How long has it been? 3 years? 2 years? No, I have been here since then, honey. Y'all don't argue about it. Don't argue. I'll find out. You never been here? You never played Shreveport? Charlie, I didn't ask you for a speech. I just wanted to know the date, okay?
We hope you guys like our video as we try something a little bit different, as we take you back to a day in June of 1975 and just show you the funny side of Elvis.
Make sure to keep an eye on our page, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and we will be posting more content in the future.